Welcome into episode number 7 of Sox Talks, alongside the manager of the Salem Red Sox, Luke Montz. I'm Kevin DiDomenico, and you guys are battling for a number 1 position in the Low A East North Division, just 3 games back of Delmarva. You know, you called your guys gamers and grinders time after time. How have they showed that in the last couple of weeks?
You know, just from day one, the things that we talked about here, you know, I think we've discussed this before, and letting these guys understand what development is and all that, but that's just something you hit on right away. You know, either you can come here and perform and be the best you can, or come here and just let the thoughts of development just take place and nothing really happens. So that was awesome that you said that. You know, for you to drop gamers and grinders and guys that just really don't stop fighting till the end, win the ball game or lose the ball game, is what you see on display with this club every night. You know, just guys that really have a lot of fight and grind in them, from winning the ball game to losing the ball game, but also understanding everything that we learned from.
How about this too? You guys are into the dog days of summer. You mentioned it to me yourself the last couple of weeks coming up. How do you get the young guys who maybe haven't played a whole season of professional baseball corralled and focused throughout the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's a big thing. You know, you got to get behind them. You know, you got to show that you're behind them, and you know, this level is walk them through it. You know,
right.
And it's not baby steps, but it's understanding that, hey, this is what you signed up for. You know, this is what you're here for, and that's one of my things as a manager. The first thing I like to do is show them that schedule. The first meeting we have early in May this season, here's our schedule. It's not going to sneak up on us. Right. You know, this is what we have. We got to go do it. You know, there's no column in a report that says excuse. Oh, I'm a little tired, a little this. So I think when you just get behind those guys and teach them that and help them understand what a full season of baseball is like, they'll grasp onto it and continue to grow.
No column in the report that says excuse. I like that one. You guys lose Joe Davis to High A Greenville. I want to ask, do you keep in touch with these guys as they move through the organization?
Yeah, you know, it's somebody, Dalton himself and Groshans. You know, the cool thing about this level is I had those guys when they first walked into the clubhouse as a Boston Red Sox professional baseball player. So I shook their hands in Lowell and got to know them, and then I got to manage them again here in the early parts of the 2021 season in Salem. So those guys shoot texts, and you know, they, you know, you learn more about them once they leave you, and then they'll shoot you texts and, hey, Skip, miss you, and this and that, and the jokes start piling on about things that you say and repeat and all that. But those are 3 guys that really keep in touch with me and the rest of our staff, you know.
Right. Meanwhile, here in Salem, Cedon Rafaela, a guy who's been a spark plug for your team, whether it's in the outfield, on the base paths, he's 16 for 16 in stolen bases. You know, I feel like he embodies really everything you believe in. We haven't been able to talk about him as much.
Yeah, a guy that brings a lot of energy. You know, a guy that is very versatile, very athletic. You know, very talented. Knows what he's working on. You know, he's offensively. You look at him. You know, he's got some things that he's staying focused on and trying to get better at. But you look at him on the defensive side of the baseball, center field. You know, just kind of getting into it this year. Second, third, shortstop. The guy can do flat out anything. You know, he takes care of the baseball, and he can run. You know, he's a guy when he gets on bases, he's a threat. You know, so just a very young, talented, high energy kid that is really, really learning what the game's like. You know, really understanding what it's like to play a full season, leaving the Florida Coast League for the first time in his career, and really going through some ups and downs.
And not only that, we've been able to see him put pressure on defenses in the last series, just, you know, stealing bags and forcing overthrows into left field too.
Yeah.
So we look at, let's have some fun here. Nick Decker hits a ball into your windshield. Candidly, that's what happens last week. Now, is everything good between you guys? And I know he didn't start the next day, so was that a repercussion, or are we all cleared out there?
No, everything's solid there. That's a good one there. You know, that's 2 or 3 guys walked in my office and said, "Man, it must be tough to break the manager's windshield and not play the next day." You know, that was a day off for him. But you know, it was a funny thing. I'm coaching third base, and my wife and daughter sit right there on the side of us, and I look up at them, and they're both giving me hand gestures, you know, and so I go to figure it out. They saying one of our car windshields broke, you know, so come to find out, Dak hit a foul ball early in the game, and it went through my wife's Tahoe, you know, so.
Happens. He's been a big contributor for Salem here since he returned from Florida. That's Luke Montz. I'm Kevin DiDomenico, episode number 7 of Sox Talks.